We've all heard those terms, man up or tough it out, when we're referring to men and our emotions, but that's just not the path to good mental health, as it turns out. Dr. Gregory Jantz is back to talk about the mental health issues that men often face. So, first of all...
Yes, nice to see you, Jim.
Nice to see you, too. Why is man up not a
well, I think
good response?
I think you can man up, but there's more we need to do. Okay, and by the way, let me just say, this is my 39th year in the helping professions, and we've never seen so many men seeking help for depression and anxiety, and the third one is addiction.
Okay, so that can be a good thing as well as a bad thing, because it's a bad thing that they're feeling all these things or experiencing these things. It's a good thing, though, that you're seeing them, that men are coming in and they're asking for help.
Absolutely.
Is that, it seems to me I have a son, 23 years old, and it seems to me asking for help is a very difficult thing, and I've told him, I just had this conversation with him last night. You know, he didn't know how to do something, and he's like, well, I didn't know. Look, when you need help, ask for it, right? Is that kind of the biggest takeaway?
Well, and also recognizing that I do need help. I have a 24-year-old son, so I know what you're saying. But also recognizing, well, what am I experiencing that I really need help with? Okay, because after a while of being, let's say it's depression. After a while of being depressed, you just kind of think this is normal. And it's not. So find out, what am I really experiencing? For example, some of the symptoms, isolation. Am I pulling away from others? Am I jumping way too much into the gaming world? Escapism behaviors. Am I secretly escaping in alcohol? What am I doing to escape that ultimately is self-destructive? But I'm escaping because I don't feel good and I want to change how I feel.
Is it true that men and women approach their problems in very different ways?
Can I make a generality?
Please do. That's what we're here for. It's television. We speak in broad generalities at all times.
Because there's always exceptions, right? Yeah. So here's one of the things. Men at times, generally speaking, can move towards more extreme isolation. And we hear the term man cave. They're disappearing. And they're probably doing things that are self-destructive. Okay. And the other flip side is they move towards more aggressive behaviors. And men under chronic stress, there could be chronic anxiety with anger, and then there's the leashing out. So we can leash out with our anger, anger is just another word for I'm feeling hurt.
Okay. And women would more naturally maybe gravitate toward discussing their problems?
Generally speaking, they might move towards friends quicker. And relationships, and talk about what's going on.
As guys, we tend to put up those walls, right? And it is part of the male fortress that's built around.
And we're going to handle this on our own. And we tried to for a while, but then after a while it doesn't work, and we realize, yikes, I'm in a deep hole and I do need some help.
So you talked about some of the ways that men tend to cope. Maybe lashing out, being aggressive, withdrawing, alcohol, drugs or whatever. None of these sound healthy.
No, and we've described some extreme behaviors. So that's what we're looking for. Are there extreme behaviors, and are some of those secret? Have you gone into a secret world of your own just to cope that nobody else really knows about?
So what are some healthy coping techniques?
Okay, well, one is, if I've been experiencing this, and here's something that's interesting. Men tend to wait 6 months or longer before asking for any kind of help. So they're going to suffer for a while. They're going to live with chronic stress. Things are going to start to break down. And usually what sends a male to get help, and a generality, is they're going to lose something. I'm going to lose a loved one. I'm going to lose a job. Something is going to be lost.
Or physical health.
Physical health. I'm glad you mentioned that. Absolutely.
You have the heart attack, and then you realize, oh, maybe I shouldn't have
I've got to change some
lived
things.
this aggravated,
So what are better options? Well, I'm just going to say, sometimes we need not to wait so long, and we need to bring in help sooner. Nobody regrets seeking help sooner. You regret it when you don't. So just be aware that, and it really is. That's why I say more men are seeking help than ever before. And that's a good thing.
Sure is. So what kind of language can we use
Oh,
with
yeah.
our loved ones, with our fellow men, or what can their
Yeah.
families use? What can kind of help give
Let's
them that
practice
push?
with you, shall we?
Oh, okay. All right, here we go.
It's like, you know, Jim, I'm noticing some things about you. Can I just talk to you about it?
No!
And you're going to go, what are you talking about? Or whatever, right? So we always want to ask permission to share.
Uh-huh.
And you can say, well, these are just some observations.
Okay.
And I feel concerned about you. Here, and you could share, I'm noticing that I don't see you very much. You seem withdrawn. And I really do love and care about you. So you're setting that stage. Always start with, can I share with you? And how much you really do care, because that part's important.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's a gentler approach.
Well, I think it is to start.
It's not
with.
confrontational, at
Yes,
least.
but
yeah.
if we're in a full-fledged addiction, and addiction is really controlling that person's life, we might have a different approach.
Well, thank you so much. I've already learned a lot.